So one of the questions that I get regularly is, are these people who are out there promoting nootropics or modafinil, do they know what they're talking about? They ask me about individuals. So today's video is about modafinil expert, and does he know what he's talking about? And the simple answer is absolutely not. What he says is totally ridiculous. But not only is what he says totally ridiculous, as far as it's the usual stuff where they're just totally overblowing, totally over-exaggerating, making claims about this medication that are simply not true, right? I mean, to a point where it's pretty much a criminal act. So let me give you an example of something that I think most people can understand, especially people who have taken some kind of medication, especially being an ADHD med, sort of like what these people are promoting modafinil to be used for, right? So let me show you this clip, right?
That's how I first got started into modafinil. So my first time, I distinctly remember it was around 7 or 8 in the morning. Popped the pill, had the water. In about, I'd say 5 minutes or so, it began to hit me. I was in the shower and I could just feel it taking over.
The guy says 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes. Now, even if you take a very powerful drug like methamphetamine or Adderall or Concerta or any of these ADHD meds, it takes a while for the onset to happen, about an hour or so depending on the drug. So at first, when I saw this clip, I was thinking to myself, maybe he sort of just misspoke, and what he meant was 5 minutes after you begin to feel the effects. So it might be an hour before you start feeling something, and then maybe what he meant was within 5 minutes of him feeling those effects, he then basically went into the full-blown effects, right? Like, that's something I could maybe believe, right? But that's not what he meant. So let me show you the second clip.
As for the actual come-up itself, it's not like a gradual sort of build-up. It's more like a boom, in your face, hit you instantly type of deal within about maximum 5 minutes of taking it. Some people reportedly, see the effects sooner.
So he legitimately means 5 minutes, right? And anyone who knows medications, right, knows that is impossible, right? Unless you inject the drug, that's impossible. Either the guy is just the worst salesman in the world, or he has some serious like learning disability of some kind, and that's why I almost didn't make the video. Because after I saw that, the claim is so insane that I really sat back in my chair and decided to give it careful thought, right? 5 minutes. Most of the people you're going to be advertising to if you're trying to sell the drug are people who have taken something before. They may have taken Adderall or Concerta or some other nootropic, some other drug. And anyone who's taken any kind of medicine before knows that you're not going to feel that in 5 minutes. It's impossible. It's not even going to be dissolved in your stomach in 5 minutes. So I started going back and I started really thinking about the person that was explaining these things. And the more and more I watched, the more and more I was thinking, this person could really actually have some kind of learning disability. So I was sitting there and I was listening to the way he talked, and he speaks very, very slowly, and sometimes in certain videos with almost like a slur. And it's not slowly in a way where it's thoughtful, like you're trying to explain something complicated to someone who doesn't understand. It's thoughtful in a way where it's like he almost looks like he's struggling with really simple sentences. So he'll say something and then he'll pause, like he's going to say, he's thinking about what he's going to say, and I'm expecting something compelling to come out, some kind of compelling explanation or something long, and he'll just finish it off with something lame or something obvious. And I'm thinking, I really have to think about that in order, there was really this long pause in order for you to think about what you're going to say, and that's all you're going to say. So, after that, I decided, really seriously that I probably wasn't going to make the video. But then he kept talking about his website, so I figured, hey, what the hell, I'll go on this website and just see what he's saying about modafinil on there, right? So I go on the website, right, and I just click on the first article. It's called like Male Enhancement or something like that. So I'm like, whatever. It says all about modafinil, right? So I'm just going to click on this article. I'm going to see what he's saying about modafinil, right? So I'm just scrolling through, looking through all the titles, going through the titles, and then all of a sudden I come across this picture. And then that's when I stopped, right? I was just kind of scanning for something about modafinil, and I come across this picture, and I look at it, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Because I couldn't figure out what it was. It was like this blue alien-looking hyperbolic time chamber-looking thing. So anyways, like I said, I across this picture, right? And I'm totally flabbergasted as to what the hell this thing is. It looks like some kind of alien, like cryogenic chamber looking thing. So then I scroll down, right? And I read what it is, and it's a penis enlargement pump, right? A penis enlargement pump. Let me say that one more time. It is a penis enlargement pump. So at this point, I'm totally blown away. I'm like, man, I got to read this article. What the hell is going on here? Where did I end up, man? So basically, I decided to read the whole article, and the article begins with him just saying that he's got a tiny ween, which, you know, respect for saying that. So he's got a tiny ween, and he's got this crazy routine where he basically just gets medieval on his wiener. He's got all these, like, exercises where he, like, pounds and stretches it and chokes it. And then he has all these crazy devices. He has this like Spanish Inquisition-esque torture rack that he stretches it out on. And then guess what? That sort of blue like ET alien chamber looking thing, that thing is actually like basically a boiling chamber for his ween. Like you stick that in there and like it pressurizes it, and then like, you put heated water in there or something, and it's supposed to make it bigger. So anyways, at this point I'm like, alright, I know what's going on here. Obviously this guy is a salesman of some kind, right? So after I read that, I figure there are two logical explanations for what's going on here, right? Either this guy is the absolute worst salesman in the world, right? Which is still the theory from the first one, still one of the possible theories. But then a second theory came up to me, and that is that this guy suffers from a condition known as micro-D syndrome. And that is a real actual condition. And what happened, and then I really started to think about it more often. I just started thinking about all the exaggerations this guy makes, right? Just it overblows everything, right? And that's just like a hallmark of people who suffer from like tiny D syndrome. It's just that simple, right? So I was thinking about it from that perspective, and it started making a lot more sense. Just everything that he did is like weird style where it's like a rapper and a hipster or like a ripster or whatever. So, you know, things started making a lot more sense from that perspective. So I really think I would probably end there, that he's either just a really, really ridiculously crappy salesman, or just a guy, or both really, or just a guy who has just a enormously tiny D. Remember guys, next time you start listening to this guy's videos, this guy's selling penis enlargement pumps, and he's trying to get people to buy them by making up a whole bunch of BS. So I think we really ought to rechristen this guy as Little Ween. And whenever we talk about this guy from now on, if we ever do, his name is now Little Ween. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any other questions about it, let me know. I can always make another video. It makes a lot of other crazy things, but I really chose the 5-minute example just because I feel that most people who take medications can understand that that is just absolutely impossible unless you inject the drug, right? Everything he says is totally over-exaggerated, probably because he has a little ween, but it may be for just the sales. So I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. And one more thing, shout out to my main man, Little Ween. Respect for coming out with the fact that you got a little ween. Not a lot of people will do that. That's really brave of you. Anyways, see y'all next time.